We read in Parshas Lech Lecha about the tests, the 10 tests of Avraham Avinu, how Hashem had presented him various tests to see if he'd be able to demonstrate his dedication and his faith, his unswerving faith for Hashem. Everybody agrees that the test of Lech Lecha mi'artzecha l'artzecha beis avicha, you should leave your land, your birthplace and the household of your father, is definitely one of the 10 tests. And Rashi explains, why does Torah say Lech Lecha? You should go for yourself. The Torah could have said Lech, just go. Why Lech Lecha? To indicate Hashem is saying to Avraham, it is in your best interest to go. In what sense is it in his best interest to go? Here in Ur Kasdim, which was his location, or in Choron, Avraham had no children. He had no renown. He was a pariah. And he had no material wealth. If you go to the land that I will tell you to go to, you will have children, you will have renown, and you will have wealth. A man of Avram's spiritual caliber, a man who already had gone into the kiln of Kasdim when he was given the ultimatum to bow to the idol or not. Does a man like this need incentives to go and leave his father's household, his birthplace, and his land? Seemingly, it's almost insulting for a man of this dimension of spirituality to be given incentives. But yet the Torah does say, Lech Lecha, it is in your best interest to go, which of course Avraham Avinu understood it was in his best interest to go. So why did Hashem offer these incentives, and was predicated on these incentives to leave his birthplace, his land, and his father's household? Factually, Avram was able to withstand the test, and the Torah concludes, Vayelech Avram kashetzivo oso Elokim. Avram went as Hashem had commanded him. So the Rechaim HaKodesh asks, factually, it's understood if he went, it was as God had commanded him to go. So what does the Torah have to say? He went as God had commanded him. So the Rechaim HaKodesh explains that although there were all these exceptional incentives to go, the wealth, the children, and the renown, why did Avram go? He went because God had purely commanded him. It was purely based on that. It was no self-interest whatsoever. Avraham Avinu was totally negated to the will of God. Therefore, the Torah goes out of its way to say, why did he go kashetzivo oso, as God had commanded him? So if that's the case, the reason why Hashem had initially presented and predicated on the incentives, it's not because Avram needed the incentives to be able to withstand the test, but rather to see if Avram, when he would go, why would he go? Would he go because of the incentives, or is it because, despite the incentives, to demonstrate and to show the world that his dedication as a servant of Hashem, and he's purely negated and subjugated, and he's always submits to the will of God.